Let's see how to fix a Ring camera going offline. You see here that I have the indoor camera, and I also have a Doorbell camera in there working fine. But sometimes you can have problems with the Ring cameras and you're asking the question, why my Ring camera is going offline? Okay, I'm here to answer this question and explain everything related to the camera, also related to the cables, distance, power, router, repeater, everything to fix the problem. Okay, it's a long video, but I have some chapters here that you can check, or you can just watch the entire video and see what you have to do to fix the problem with your Ring camera going offline. Let's just start here with my first camera. I have a front door camera, and as you can see here, there's a symbol that shows that something's wrong. If I come here and tap on the symbol, I see that the device battery is at 16%, which is a problem. So I need to fix it by charging the battery, of course. Super simple. Probably you already checked that, all right? But I need to talk about that as well. And then the second one is like if you have a camera with a cord, a power cord. So the power cord must be connected to a good outlet, right? So you're gonna have the camera working fine. You see here on my computer that I have the camera working as well. Let me just show something here important related to power. You see if there's no power enough, the camera is going to have problems. For example, the camera keeps going offline, live view won't load, the notifications are delayed, and there are random disconnects, right? Usually the problems are a weak or low quality adapter, a long or thin USB cable, or you connected your camera to a USB port on your TV or computer, or you have cheap extension cords. So you just need to change the adapter, the cords, the power supply, and make it work accordingly to the Ring specs. Okay, use the original power supply with 5 volts, 2 amps, use short and high quality cables, and plug directly to a wall outlet. Okay, so power is one thing that you need to check. And then you come to the router distance. Okay, so have your router here and you have your camera. Let's say, for example, this Ring camera is far away from the router, too far away. You're gonna have problems here with the communication. So basically, you just need to bring your Ring camera close to the router, or vice versa, the router close to the camera, or use a repeater just like this one that I have here, okay? Let's just come here to the presentation and talk about distance. You see here that I have this router. Mine is this one from Xfinity, and the router is pretty close to the camera. At least this one that I have here on the desk, of course, but the other camera that I have back there, the outdoor camera, it's far from here, so I have another repeater there, okay? This is the first repeater that connects here to my router, and then I have a second one and a third one in different locations. One of them is close to my Ring doorbell camera, okay? And you can have also problems here with walls, break walls, close the doors, and then if your camera is too far away, you're gonna have this kind of problem, a weak signal. So fix the problem with the router distance and you're good to go. And you can also use a repeater, right? The other problem here is related to the frequency that your camera is connected to, or the band. So this router, for example, from Xfinity works with 2.4 gigahertz network, with a 5 gigahertz network, and also with a 6 gigahertz network, okay? 3 different bands. Your camera only works with the 2.4 gigahertz network, at least this model here, okay? So be aware of that. And then here, when you come to your cell phone, for example, your cell phone is also connecting to the router, right? But your cell phone can connect to different bands. Let me just show here an example. When I come here to my repeater, this one, I can control it via app, right? And here I have my repeater working, and I can come here to the devices and check the device that I have it connected, right? So let me just take a look here at this MacBook Air, for example. My MacBook that's just right here is connected to this repeater, and you see here that's using the 5 gigahertz network, okay? And also here is the security protocol, WPA2. We are going to talk about this later, all right? And then I have here also my Ring camera. Let me just click here, and you see that my Ring camera is connected to the 2.4 gigahertz network, and it's using the WPA2 security protocol as well. So here you have it, right? The camera is connected to the 2.4 gigahertz network. That's the reason you need to have your router enabled with the 5 gigahertz and also with the 2.4 gigahertz network. And you can check in your router if you have the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz networks available, okay? Let me just show here on my computer that I can come and use a web browser. As you can see here, my computer is also connected to the same network here, all right? And here I can just come to a web browser and type the IP address of the router here on the top. As you can see here, I have 10.0.0.1. That's the IP of my router. Then the router shows here on the login page, all right? If you don't have the IP of your router, if you don't know, because sometimes it's different from mine, you just need to come here to your computer. You have your computer connected to the router, right? And then you come here to the network, and here on Wi-Fi settings, you can find here the connection. You see it, that's connected here. And on the three dots, you can see the network settings. Okay, and here see the IP address of the computer, and also see the IP address of the router. So now you know how to connect to the router by just opening a web browser and typing the address just right here. Another way to check also is with your cell phone. If you come here to your cell phone and you go to the network, here you see that it's connected to the router as well. And from here, you see the Wi-Fi settings. Wait for it to load. And here you have this symbol here to the right side. When you connect to it, when you tap on it, you see here the address of the router, okay? So now you have the address of your router, you're good to go. Let me just come back here. And I'm gonna log in here on my computer to this router. So just enter here the password. There we go. Here I have this Xfinity router. Perhaps yours is different, but anyway, you just need to check in your router if you have this 2.4 gigahertz band enabled. Mine here, I gave this name, my Wi-Fi-24, okay, for this signal. I have another one here, 5 gigahertz with a different name. And I have here the 6 gigahertz with a different name. So basically, when I come here to my cell phone or to any device, my computer, for example, when I'm looking for a network here, see that I have different ones. My Wi-Fi-5, my Wi-Fi-6, and my Wi-Fi-24. What I did here was just split the network, split the bands. So I have the 3 separated bands here. Then I can choose which one I want to connect to, right? So this is from my router, those 3s, and I have this one. The first one is for the repeater that I have here. Basically, I have a router with 3 signals available, so I can connect to any one of them. And I have my repeater with 1 signal that I can connect to, okay? See here, for example, the repeater is just 1 signal. I don't have 3 of them. So now it's time to talk about split the network. Here, something important, I have another video explaining the details here on how to split the network, okay? Basically what happens, your camera is trying to connect to the router and use this 2.4 gigahertz network. Your computer, your cell phone, your TV, they're connecting to the 5 gigahertz network, okay? And there's a auto negotiation, sorry, let me just come back here. There's an auto negotiation between your router and the devices. So basically, the router here connects, gives the connection to the cell phone, for example, and there's a negotiation here. The router basically asks which Wi-Fi you want to connect to. I have 2.4, I have 5, and I have 6 gigahertz, right? And the cell phone says, well, I'm compatible with 2.4 and 5. I prefer to connect with 5 gigahertz, and then the connection happens. All right. The camera is different. The camera can only use 2.4 gigahertz network. You check the specs for the camera and you see that. During the negotiation, the camera cannot connect to the 5 gigahertz network. And sometimes this negotiation fails. That's the reason here that if you don't want to use the negotiation, you just need to come and split on the connection. Okay, so the next one here shows that you can split your band and you can have the 2.4 gigahertz available. Here, see, sorry again. You see here 2.4 gigahertz connecting to the cameras, and I have 5 gigahertz connecting to other devices. All right, I'm just show here an example that I have this app here from Xfinity that I can control my router. Okay, this one. So when I come here to the Xfinity app, I log in with my account, and I can come here to the Wi-Fi, and here you see that I have Wi-Fi details, and you see that I have 2.4, 5, and 6 gigahertz available. Okay, because I split the signal. So I just come here to the Wi-Fi settings, and you see here that I have my Wi-Fi -24. That's the password. It's just a temp password that I use here for the test, so you can see it, no problem here, right? And here I'll also have the security protocol. So I have one signal for the 2.4 gigahertz network with one name. Here I have another signal with a different name, my Wi-Fi -5, so I know this one is for 5 gigahertz. Also with this security protocol and 6 gigahertz. That's the reason when I have any device like my computer, when I come here, I can see the 3 signals. And I can force the connection to any signal, so I don't depend on the auto negotiation anymore. So I don't have this problem anymore with the auto negotiation. Right? I come directly to the signal that I want and connect there. So when I have the Ring camera, during the setup, I can just go and connect directly to the 2.4 gigahertz network, and my problem is solved. Right? You see here that I have this option for split bands. That's not recommended by the Xfinity, but sometimes you just have problems. You just need to split the band here. Okay, you just need to come here to this interface and select split bands, and also have another video here in the channel. I'll leave by the end of the video in the card the link to this video where I explain how to split the band, right? But it's pretty simple. You just need to come here, log in with your account, and select split, and you can just name the different frequencies, right? Different bands. So it's working right now if you connect directly to the 2.4 gigahertz network. And then the other thing that you can check as well is here on your router. Let me just come back here to my router. You see that I have the 3 signals here, 2.4, 5, and 6. With Xfinity, I cannot change or split the bands here via web browser. That's why I need to use the app, okay? But here I can see the information. I can see that my router has those 3 bands, okay? And something else that I can do is just come here, let's see, connection. Then I have local IP networks. In here, you see that I have the IP address for my network. And somewhere here, let me just find here, I think, connected devices. There we go. You see that I have different devices connected here, and I have my Ring camera. See here? It's connected to the 2.4 gigahertz network, and is working with DHCP, which stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Basically, the router is giving the camera, this one, or the other one that I have back there, the front door camera, is giving them the IP, okay? Sometimes there's a problem like the router is giving the camera an IP that's conflicting with another IP or something like this. It's pretty rare, right? Doesn't happen often, but sometimes it happens. So you can just come here, for example, edit, and force to reserve the IP to this camera. You see here? that the router is giving this IP already for the camera, but you can just come here and reserve this IP. So it's always going to give the same IP to the camera, and no other device in the network is going to have this IP, so there's no conflict. Okay, that's one thing that you can check as well. Another thing here is related to the upload speed. Let's say you don't have speed enough for your camera. You can come here. Let me just go to the internet here and to this website, speed test. So just type here on Google speed test, and you can run the speed here. You have your computer connected to the router, of course, the same one that the camera is connected to. So here you can check the speed for download. You see here, 296, almost 300 megabits per second. And here you have the upload speed, still measuring almost 90 megabits per second. That's the upload, right? And the camera depends on the upload because the camera is sending the video to the internet. So basically upload is from your network to the internet. So if the upload is pretty low, it's not gonna work. 88 here is pretty good, okay? If you have, let's say, 10, 12, still good. The camera is going to use much less than that, right? So the upload is good here, so you're good to go as well. And another thing that you can check also with your camera is firmware. If the camera has the latest firmware. Usually Ring has some issues here when you try to update the firmware. There's no option here on the interface, right? But what you can do is just reset your camera. If you reset your camera and start over, then the camera is going to update the firmware. Okay, you can just do this. I have another video here in the channel where I show how to reset the camera as well. I will leave the link in the description and in the card as well by the end of the video, showing how to reset the camera. You reset the camera, and after the reset, you set up the camera again, and the camera is going to update the firmware, all right? That's one thing to do. Security protocols, let me just talk about security protocol. Remember here that I came to my repeater, and from here I see that the camera is connected to the 2.4 gigahertz network and it's using WPA2. That's the protocol, okay, the security protocol. Sometimes your router is just offering WPA3, and that can cause a problem, right, to the camera that's not going to connect to the WPA3. Ring cameras usually connect well with the WPA2 protocol for security, right? So you can come to your device, your router, or your repeater and look for this configuration. Of course, it's different for different devices. Let me just try here with my repeater. Come here to settings and look for encryption. You see here that I have encryption. And here see for the 2.4 gigahertz network and for the 5 gigahertz network. Again, you see this repeater also works with the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz network. Works with both of them. And here I can select WPA2, hybrid, WPA2 and WPA3. It works as well with Ring camera because it's going to select which one to work with. But if you keep like with WPA2, it's going to force to use only this one. And there's also in haste WPA3. If you're using haste WPA3 here, for example, or hybrid, you can just change to WPA2 and try to use that way, right? Again, with different repeaters, you're gonna find different menus, and also with the router, different menus, but look for the encryption or security protocols and change it there, okay? And another thing that you can check as well is when you have here too many devices connected to your network. You see here that I have a phone, a laptop, tablet, smart plugs, the camera, streaming device, lights, gaming, TVs, everything connecting to the router. Then sometimes it's too much. Let's say, for example, you have 20 to 30 devices. It's still enough to work with your camera. But if you have, let's say, for example, 50 devices connected to your router, then you can use a repeater to just split the traffic, okay? So some devices connected directly to the router, some devices connected to the repeater. I have my network working that way, okay? Some are connected directly here to the router and some devices are connected to my repeater. So that's one thing to go. And the last one is to change the channel. So back here to the router. So to change the channel, you just need to find here the location. Let me just try here on connection. Local IP network is not here. My Wi-Fi. There we go. I have the three Wi-Fi's here, the 2.4, 5, and 6. You see here the bands. And from here, I can change here on edit. You see that I have options for channel. So you can select channel number 1, 6, or 11. Just one of them, okay? Don't try different channels. There is a technical explanation for this, but it's too long. But trust me, you just need to use 1, 6, or 11. Sometimes that helps a lot. Let's say, for example, your neighbor is using the channel 6 as well. You're gonna get a lot of interference from his router, okay? So you can try 1 and you can try 11 as well, okay? If your router allows to do this. I cannot do it from here. I just need to use my app and come from the app and do from there, but it depends on the router and the app that you have. You can just look where you can change the channel, okay? So basically, those are the things that I need to check to make your Ring camera work, and I hope that helps, okay? I know it's a long video, but I explained everything here that you can check to make your Ring camera work and stop dropping the connection, okay? So leave your comments here, subscribe, and I see you in the next one. And also you can give me a thumbs up.